Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the CKCU 50th Anniversary Gala. Yeah, that's right. Is that all the applause you have for 50 years? We need 50 years worth of applause. Oh, that's more like it. Tonight we got quite the program for you. The evening will start with a land recognition, and then we will welcome Mayor Sutcliffe up to say a few words before breaking for dinner. I would now like to welcome Lester Bear, host of Bare Necessities and one of the hosts of Indigenous CKCU, to say a few words.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, this is amazing. This is a great crowd here this evening. This is just awesome. And I love the giant ghetto blaster at the front. That's amazing. Okay, well, it's great to be doing this event in the nation's capital in the traditional territory of the Algonquins. CKCU has been very welcoming to Indigenous voices. The very first program that was an Indigenous program was called Spirit Voice in 1987. It was the first Indigenous show in Ottawa, hosted by Greg Youngin from Opaskowek Cree Nation. He spearheaded the show, and he also wrote a book called Elements of Style, A Guide for Writing by and About Indigenous Peoples, which is in its second edition at the moment. And on there, he would have elders, Odawa elders, and Mi'kmaq elders and storytellers. Currently, there's 5 shows on CKCU that are hosted by or for Indigenous people. Thank you. Yes, awesome. There's the Bare Necessities, hosted by me. I play general music. There's Indigenous CKCU, and there are several hosts that share the DJ duties for that. Shirley Gagnon, myself, Matthew Kershane, Wayne Rustool, and Michelle Bourque, and that's on every Sunday morning. Shirley's Corner is spotlighting Indigenous artists, I believe on Thursday afternoon, and I'm not going to pronounce this correctly, the Inuit show, Ukalavik. It's a program for Inuit and Inuktitut, and it's hosted by Jesse Kangok, Lena Arik, and Franco Buscemi. Yes, that's a great show, and they are in the room somewhere. There's also a syndicated show called Words and Culture, and that weaves conversations with Indigenous languages, knowledge keepers, and musicians, and it's hosted by a variety of people: Sheila Rogers, Christy Lane Sinclair, Pam Palmater, Jeremy Dutcher, and Tracy Kim Bono. And I must say, I really appreciate when I started the show here that the program manager, Aardvark, I don't know where he is, give him a big round of applause. He was great. He taught me how to work the board and everything. But he also told me, he said, you know, Les, you don't have to stay doing Indigenous music because you're someone who's Indigenous. And he said, whenever you have an idea for a show, just let me know, and we can work it out. Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, Lester. Hi, everyone. My name is Anne-Marie Bruger, and I was the interim station director here at CKCU for the last 2 years. It's in the past now. And it was an amazing experience. I absolutely loved it. Very passionate about community radio. I spent almost 20 years at CHUO at University of Ottawa before jumping ship and coming here. And the best part of it was meeting and working with all the volunteers here at CKCU. We have the best volunteers. Give yourselves a round of applause. And the staff were always super supportive to me, and I can now count them among my friends, so very, very happy. Round of applause for the staff. So I just wanted to say that I'm very proud of the work that we accomplished together over the past couple of years. We were able to raise the profile of the station and raise it financially as well. So we're in a good place now. I feel like we have righted the ship and we are ready to sail on, hopefully for the next 50 years, right? Think big, yeah. I wanted to just give a little quote. I'm reading a book that was recommended to me by Jordan, our administrative officer in the studio, who's also a great DJ. He said, I need to read this book called Last Night a DJ Saved My Life. So there's a small part in there that resonated with me, and it says, radio is a very unique broadcast medium. It has the power to reach millions, but yet the intimacy to make every single listener feel like they're the most important person. So I just thought that was really great. Keep that in mind next time you're sitting in the studio all by yourself, feeling like you're talking to the microphone. All right, so I am here to introduce two very important people. We're going to begin with our brand new station manager, if you haven't met her yet. She has a background in working in not-for-profits, lots of experience fundraising and managing large teams of volunteers. She's a graduate from the journalism school here at Carleton and is also an excellent communicator. Leah Kiesling. So Leah is going to be on stage here and receiving a very special gift from a very important VIP. In fact, our VIP is a CKCU alumnus, and he won the Rookie of the Year award in 1986 for his show called Breakaway. It was a sportscasting show. So from Rookie of the Year to Mayor of the City of Ottawa, please welcome Mark Sutcliffe.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. Good evening, everyone. It's so great to be with you. I don't know why Anne-Marie had to say what year that happened. She could have just said, you know, I won the Rookie of the Year a few years ago, something like that. So when I was in high school, I started volunteering at CKCU, and I was there for the 10th anniversary in 1985. I remember that year, the 10th anniversary in 1985, 40 years ago. And at that time, I was volunteering alongside the great team at CKCU at the time, people like Bill Brown and Andy Clark and Joe Riley, Nadine Jelena, Chopper McKinnon, some really amazing people who were leading the way at that time. Real pioneers at CKCU. And that's how I got my start in broadcasting. And I spent 30 years as a broadcaster. I went on from there and worked at Shea 106 along with a huge number of CKCU alumni like Mike Junta and Jim Hercom and Diane Larson and Ken Rockburn and many others. And spent a long time in broadcasting before I went on to other things, like what I'm doing now. But CKCU was a big, big part of my life when I was in high school and in university, and really, you know, that's where I learned about broadcasting. I never studied broadcasting, never went to school for it, and I learned so much about all kinds of other things, not just broadcasting, but teamwork and public affairs and music and all kinds of things. So it was really, really important to me at a very formative time in my life. And by the way, at that time, I also met another CKCU volunteer who is now a member of City Council with me, Teresa Kavanaugh, who's right there. Teresa was volunteering at CKCU. That's where we first met. So 40 years ago, and now we're serving on City Council together. So CKCU has a very, very special place in my heart and in our community. It's a really, really remarkable organization that has done so much for our city. So it gives me great pride to present this proclamation, which I'm going to read. Could you just hold it for one more second while I do this? I didn't have to do this in 1985. There we go. Whereas CKCU-FM is a volunteer-driven, community-supported radio station that has enlightened, enriched, and entertained listeners since 1975. And whereas CKCU-FM is one of the oldest, largest, and most respected community radio stations in Canada. That's true. And whereas for 50 years, CKCU-FM has enriched the community enormously by giving a voice to a wide range of communities, creating some of Canada's longest-running radio programs, founding 2 festivals, operating radio camps for youth, and supporting the careers of countless artists. And whereas over 400 current and former CKCU-FM volunteers are gathering in Ottawa to celebrate this remarkable milestone, therefore I, Mark Sutcliffe, Mayor of the City of Ottawa, do hereby proclaim November 15th, 2025, CKCU 93.1 FM Day in Ottawa. Thank you, Leah. And thank you for letting me be part of this. It's a real honor for me, and it brings back a lot of memories. And so does this picture right here, a 17 or 18-year-old version of me at CKCU. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.
Thanks. I just want to say on behalf of everybody here, I mean, what an incredible honor, and I think we'll celebrate every single November 15th. So thank you so much.
Do you know where Jeff the Rock is? My co-MC. Where?
Where's Jeff? Jeff, we need you right now.
Jeffrey LaRock. Hey, have you seen Jeff? Aren't you guys married? I guess. Okay. Have you seen Jeff? Where did Jeff go? Where did the other microphone? Have you guys seen Jeff? Where's Jeff LaRock? Wow, I can't do this alone.
Hello?
Oh. Jeff, hi. Wait, Jeff?
I'm up in the CKCU office. I'm doing some work. What's up?
Well, where are you? The gala started. You're supposed to be here on stage like right now.
Okay. Look, oh my God, I completely lost track of time. I'm making digital copies of the album, the new CKCU album. Dave says we need some for the gala. And yeah, oh, no, okay, sorry. Look, I'll be right down.
Hurry, we're waiting. Come on, Jeff.
Yeah.
Come down from the office. You guys, he was all the way up there. Oh, wait, what's that? Oh, look who it is. Oh.
So sorry. Where's Dave Aardvark? I've got the digital album. Dave, do you want a digital album? I just scanned it and copied it. It's ready to go. Dave Aardvark, everybody. There we go. For those of you that don't have a turntable, you can just post that up on your wall, and it's a digital album. Hi, everybody. How you doing? I want to tell you about Nissa, who's been working very, very hard tonight on your behalf. Nissa is my co-host on Thursday Special Blend, and she also does the Capital Music Showcase, the Carleton Music Showcase. She's also in the music program in third year. She's passing. And she has her own media company now called Lock Monster Media. Not only that, but she's a performer and an artist and a songwriter. With the name Nissa, she thought, well, what if I call myself Loch Nissa Monster? And that's her stage presence. So she's done a tremendous job tonight. She's got more work to do. Let's give it up for Nissa and Onby, please. Very good. Notes. Well, my name's Jeff. How you guys doing? Thursday Special Blend, you heard of that? It's been around for a while. We got David Yazbek over there. He hasn't bought me a drink yet tonight. We'll figure that out. But yeah, I enjoyed doing this. This is my 10th year as a volunteer, so I guess I'm kind of the new old guy. It'll be 10 years hosting a show in March, but I actually started volunteering during funding drive because in my other world, I'm a professional fundraiser. So I won't ask you for money tonight, unless you want me to. It's up to you. How's everybody doing? You having a good time? Can you hear me? My goodness. Okay, for those of you that like placing bets on the evening, the over-under on a fire alarm tonight is 1.25. 1.25. Just a show of hands, how many people were here last night, or applause, for the first fire alarm of 2? Now, I must ask, I think that it was a blessing in disguise, because I myself got a chance to meet 3 new people while we were outside waiting for permission to come back in. So if you're with me, applaud if you met somebody new outside in the cold and it was worth it. So Rusty, you know what to do. Go pull the alarm whenever you feel that the people need to mingle more. All righty. Well, my job is to introduce someone. You know, they say that it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert at something. The person I'm about to introduce you to has hosted over 1,200 radio shows on the Special Blend label for us here at CKCU. You're going to start figuring out who it is very soon, because now it's 1 in 5. You're thinking, 1 in 5? He's also hosted 25 Barnstorms, with the 25th happening in 2025. And I think he got his 10,000 hours alone just in the last year, worrying, planning, coaxing, urging, pleading, and motivating the entire CKCU volunteer crew to realize what an amazing radio station and family the CKCU is. And we needed a 50th anniversary like no other, and I think this is really amazing. I'm seeing all these faces. I've met so many people and so many yet to meet. I'm excited. But I'm also excited to introduce the next person to come to the podium. Please put your hand together. We couldn't have had this without him. Michael Tick Houston.
Thank you, Jeff. Hi there, folks. My name is Michael Houston. I'm a volunteer at CKCU, and I have a problem. I warned everyone at the beginning of this that I really didn't want to be the chair, but here we are. It seemed to have worked out. And for me, CKCU is a way of life. It's not just something I like to do. I listen to CKCU. Of course, I do a show. I love the history. I'm learning more, and I'm trying to preserve and protect that history for all of you, because I won't be around forever. I had an estimated death date. I called it an EDD, and the age was 65. And I picked that number because my dad died at that age, and I know that I don't eat well. I exercise, but I shouldn't be alive. So it's all about genetics, and I want to make sure that all this stuff, all the trans FMs, and I'll talk about that later. I've been thinking about this 50th for over 5 years because we didn't have a 45th because of the pandemic. and because of lack of interest. But the bottom line is we missed the 45th, and that kind of bugged me. So I started planning for this then. And we'll talk more. We have awards tonight, and that's a big surprise, and you'll find out a little later what that's all about. I never thought I'd make it this long, but here we are. I didn't think I'd make it, but again, here we are. I have sat on the board for 14 years. I was treasurer for 6, and I've been doing my show for about 25 years now. Before that, I started as a technician. I technically produced about 20 different shows, and I know there's some of the players, they were the public affairs people that did those shows, but I technically produced it, including, by the way, Mark Sutcliffe. I technically produced his show, Breakaway, when he was very young, and that picture that's on his pass, I also took that. So here as chair of Gala, my goal is to thank a lot of people. First up is Bruce White. I'm not sure where he is. Like, there's a lot of people on the committee, but I had to turn to Bruce several times to calm me down. And, you know, I won't get into details, but I really thank Bruce for calming me down. He also is very clever. When we have a 50th Gala committee, we have to have subcommittees. It's just the way it is. I can't do everything, and other people have to do certain things. So we had multiple subcommittees, and Bruce was very clever in naming some of the duties as well as some of the subcommittees, including FALSE, F-A-L-S-E. That's the 5th anniversary logo, Sherpa, and Expediter. So it was Bruce that actually made that logo that you see on the screen right now. We talked about it for months. We thought we were close. We had a meeting, and then somebody changed their mind, and the chair of the board went home, did one that night, and then Bruce fixed it up, and here we are. So thank you, Bruce, for a lot of things. He was also the alumni email harvesting technician. When we started this, what's very frustrating, there's no information on all of you alumni. We have current email addresses, but there's no historical addresses or email. So we had to start from scratch, which is a little frustrating when we've done this, and some of you have been here for the 10th, the 25th, the 35th, the 40th, whatever. You've been here. Where'd that information go? Regardless, Bruce started from scratch. There's talk that we've had 4,000 volunteers going through the doors of CKCU these last 50 years. I'm not sure if that's a good number, but I can safely say we have well over 2,000 names on the email list, the database. And we have about, 1,500, about that, email addresses. The bottom line is we have information that we didn't have before, and you can thank Bruce. He was the alumni email harvesting technician. We called it Bailey. Bruce was in charge of Bailey, the best alumni email list ever. It was previously the best alumni email list ever, but he didn't want to use that. It's just Bailey. He was also my personal unofficial copy editor, Puce, P-U-C-E. And my favorite is he played a big role in this. So we had a secret subcommittee. I don't know what they're doing on the stage today, but he did the super secret committee for deciding what the 50th anniversary celebration stage should be, the SSC, FD, WTFACC, SSSB. Got that? Bruce was in charge. Okay, enough of Bruce. There's other people too. I want to thank Candace Nelson. She's here. She worked our funding drive. There is Dave Aardvark, our program director. Jeff LaRock, of course, your host for the evening. And between Jeff and Dave, they have put together, believe it or not, I don't understand why, Jeff and Dave Jeff had the idea, one of the first things at the beginning when we first started this, and he wanted to do vinyl. It's like, perfect, go. So Dave and Jeff made it happen. But what's unbelievable, in 50 years, it's taken 50 years for CKCU to issue our very own first vinyl collection. So it's cool, but hopefully we can do it for number 51, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you very much, Dave and Jeff. And that's Still the Mighty. Regina Sosing from Tinig Pinoy. She took charge of all of the catering, which includes what you're sitting down. All this food is all thanks to Regina and the caterer. Anne-Marie Brugger, outgoing executive director, but still important. She played a role in the early days during the transitional, because when we started this committee, Anne-Marie was still the executive director, and now we have a new station director, Leah Kiesling, and she's on the committee as well. So thank them both. Because I'm a technician, I can't forget some of the tech people that you see, and what they do is incredibly valuable. Some of this I used to do, but I just don't have time. So they're doing it, and I want to thank them because I don't have to. Lucas Romsicki, I got it wrong. Lucas is doing camera there, and he'll be capturing all this stuff. And in maybe a month, 2, it doesn't matter. He's going to post-produce a lovely collection of what this whole weekend is, including, I've already suggested, some amazing edits. And here's how it goes. You know, we have a scene, Oliver's, we're all drinking, smiling, have a good time. Cut to fire and sirens and lights and firefighters and smoke. And then cut back to drinking and smiling. And then cut firefighters and smoke. And anyway, we made it. It was unbelievable. As you know, that 12 o'clock midnight Joni Mitchell is very important, and it was a race against time. We were allowed into the building 10 minutes before midnight, and it happened. Thanks to Chris White as well. Chris White and a cast of characters. I don't have their names, but Chris and help me out. No, Julie Stella, is she here? Julie's not here. But Julie and Chris did last night's broadcast, and even Jeff had some problems. It was so funny, by the way. During fire alarm number 1, I caught Jeff in the hallway. Did he grab his coat? No. Did he grab, I don't know, his cat? No. He grabbed a box of the albums. He saved the vinyl. Thank you very much. Nathaniel Newton, he's right there holding another camera. Nathaniel and Lucas have been instrumental in doing something that, you know, some radio purists might have a problem with, but if we're going to promote radio, we have to use every tool in the book, and one of them is YouTube. So whether you know it or not, we have an official YouTube channel. I invite you to subscribe, because it matters when there's more subscribers. But whether you do or not, you can always check out YouTube, look for CKCU, and between Nathaniel and Lucas and Alan, Lazy Lung right there, they are putting together some amazing content, A, to preserve history, but B, for information purposes and promotion as well. So check that out. Thank you very much, Lucas, Nathaniel, and Lazy Lung. Also, I want to thank Miguel, the manager of Ollie's, and all of his staff for, if you only knew, there's also Dan Foss. Dan Foss is not here, but Dan Foss helps me big time in things. Like today, we had to hang the 50, and I needed him. He's a guy that's part of CUSA, and he does all the sound and lighting in here in Roosters. He's not here. But thanks to Dan Foss, and certainly thanks to Miguel and all of the staff at the bar. Thank you very much. Other people, the big one here for me is Optimal Show Experience. You've never heard of them. Why? Because they're so big. Optimal Show Experience does those big shows, Juno Awards, the opening of the LRT stations, you name it, the big things. Oh. So the thing about Optimal Show Experience is they have brought that radio. That radio happened. I know the owner. They fabricated that radio for a client, and then I saw it and I said, I must have that. Simple. I don't care what it took. I convinced them, and it went to the NAC for 2 weeks, and it's here now for another 2 weeks. They still own it, but I want to thank them so much, Optimal Show Experience, for making that radio and delivering it. To you guys, it looks like a radio, but what you don't know, it's got a computer in there to do the screens, and there's a router, and you can Bluetooth into it to play your own songs through the boombox. It's not set up, so don't try it, but it's possible. So thanks to Optimal Show Experience. Also, artistic cake design. They made the cake. It's over there for selfies. We'll cut it later, and you can eat it and take it away. But right there, it's sitting there for pictures and stuff. Artistic cake design. Now, here's something that's kind of dumb. You'll notice on your tables, there's a microphone. What I'd like you to do is either fight amongst yourselves for each table or decide who should take the microphone home. We call it Make Your Own Award because you all deserve awards, but we don't have the money to give 223 awards out. So there's a microphone, fight amongst yourselves, but please, take the microphones home. Along those lines, you will see on the pool table scripts. Those are my scripts from the shows that I technically produced, and I know there's people in the room. Please take the scripts. Now I have one, the one that I did of Mark Sutcliffe. It was very cool. That will be going to Carleton Archives because he's mayor, and you know it's important that they have that kind of history. So, two people were very involved in these microphones, and I have to talk about it quickly. There were going to be awards, and then they became chintzy. So, they were black, crappy things. I had an auto body place paint them, because I tried it with a spray paint can, and it's like one can. I was able to maybe do 2 microphones. I dropped one. It was gross. It was messy, the paint. It's like I called Mart's Auto Body. Now, none of you know him because he's in Chrysler, but I just want to say his name for the history books because he spray painted those microphones, and just 3 days ago, I was still screwing them to the base. So, give yourself an award, designate a person at the table who's worthy of the award, present them the award, take pictures of the award, pretend it's an award, but please take them away. Thank you to Mart's Auto Body. And there was a paint company. They donated the paint. And trust me, the art of spray painting vehicles is incredibly complex. It's unbelievable. I went in the shop. He's got computers. Amazing. So thank them. Okay, I'll make this quick. As a result of this 50th anniversary, it prompted me to take care of some business that's really disturbing me. One is Trans FM. Some of you know Trans FM. A lot of you even worked on Trans FM. Your names are in Trans FM. And what you might not know is Trans FM was Ottawa's most important music magazine. It's pre-Express. It's pre-any music magazine, pre-any kind of music coverage in Ottawa. And it was published from 1979 to 1996, albeit the later years sporadically. So, I'll tell you a quick story. Myself and Mark Valcourt, some of you know, we were the only ones that had a complete collection of Trans FM. Also, I've been storing, moving, sorting, looking, moving, storing boxes and boxes of Trans FMs. So as of today, every Trans FM that's here, you can take that, and I don't care because they've all been digitized. So they will go to the archive.org eventually. Anyone that buys a deluxe book will get every copy of Trans FM. And for shits and giggles, I actually downloaded every charlatan from 1961 to present. And the reason for that is the book. I am not a writer. I can barely read. So for the book that we're producing, I'm more of a compiler. And I want to thank some people for that. And there's some preview copies. The book is going to be 12-inch by 12-inch, hardcover, 150 pages. You can see a preview that I had printed. Take it home. There's a barcode. There's only 25 copies left. There it is. This is the name of the book. This is the actual cover. This is not the actual size. 12 by 12. And there's a barcode, but this is the actual cover, small, and inside is just a preview of some of the stories that you'll be able to find and some of the pictures, including this one here. This is the earliest picture from CKCU. You'll have to buy the book. This is in T8. David Mowbray is here, and we're going to have a big fight later on. Just kidding. We're going to go down to T8. Which is in another building, and we're going to confirm something. But this picture here is legendary. It's beautiful, and what's really important here is this woman in the corner, because people often say, CKCU, it's a man's club. It's just not true, okay? It's a thing that bugs me forever. Women have been welcome, and we've had some incredibly powerful women in the history of CKCU, and a lot of them are here tonight. So give yourself a clap. The woman in that picture is Anne Brady. And a lot of you may not know it because CKCU's history actually goes back to 1961. And then we start getting information from 64. And then there's lots of stuff in 1970. But this Anne Brady, she was something to be dealt with. She was smart, and she did a lot of things in the early days of CKCU to make it happen. So my point is, buy a book, because when I proposed the book, it's only good for 200 copies. Wrap it up. I know, sorry. I'm getting told. Really? Yeah. Okay. Jeff's telling me to wrap it up. Are you all bored? Anyway, I want you to buy the book. Pick up a preview. I want to thank the people on the book. Jane Darkovich is here. Thank her. Jagjit Sharma, I don't know where she is. She's here. She's working on the book. She's on the committee. Chris White. I certainly want to thank Chris White. Elaine Gillen. She is our designer. 80% of the book is done. We just have to do a lot of fine-tuning for that last 20%. And who else? Oh, Peter Schneider's here. I talked to Peter Schneider early on about some ideas. I won't disclose the coolest idea, but you'll find out if you buy the deluxe copy of the book, because we have a good delivery system. And as far as the book goes, I never said it was going to be ready this weekend, but we will have it ready in the new year. Man, I always get abused on this. Anyway, I'm done, but guess what? I'll be back. But I want to thank you all, and I want to thank everyone that's worked on this, and give yourselves, CKCU wouldn't exist. None of this would exist if you guys weren't here. So give yourself a hand, and I'll talk to you later.
Michael Houston. Tick. I know that there was a lot of talk of people who have a lot of editing experience from the past. We might need some help editing for the live rebroadcast of the show. But thank you, Dick. And by the way, my glitter is sponsored by Ottawa's own Joni Vegas. Thank you very much. And I had to make sure it wasn't as glittery as Anne-Marie Brugger, because nothing glitters like Anne-Marie, right? Seriously, Tick worked so hard on tonight that if you get a chance to say, buddy, amazing, job well done, please do it. I want his back to be sore from people patting him on the back. All right? Thank you. So we'll pretend we're still on schedule, and I want to talk to you about Yalda Sarwar. She's in the building. And why do I want to talk about Yalda Sarwar? Well, pay attention. She's an Afghan-Canadian journalist, a poet. She's worked with CBC News Ottawa, CBC News Toronto, Global News, BNN Bloomberg. I just wanted to say that. CP24 and Toronto's Breaking News. She's also a volunteer reporter with CKCU-FM and has been doing that since January of 2024. She has a broadcast journalism degree and is currently taking political science right here at Carleton University. And guess what? She's going to have a show on the mighty 93.1 starting next month, a current affairs show, a name to be selected later. And I want to welcome her to the stage right now, Yalda Sarwar. There, we need some walk-up music here. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Good evening, everybody. What, dinner wasn't enough? Good evening, everybody. Now we're talking. All right. Bonjour, Ani, salam alaikum, and good evening, everybody, once again. Thank you, Jeff, for the kind introduction. Michael, Bruce, Dave Ardvek, the entire CKCU team. If I name everybody, the night's going to end. Thrilled to be here. Before we get started, I just wanted to let you guys all know that we have a very fun panel discussion organized for you. But before I go ahead, I'm going to invite our panelists from foremost. So let's give it up for Deborah Bennett, Sandra Eagle and Deborah Bennett, yeah. And us also, let's give it up for Adrian Harewood. Adrian, are you here? I know he was in the building. We just have to find him now. There we go. Hi, I think that's yeah, go ahead. Hi. So are we sharing?
And just as a reminder to everyone, nice and close. Come forward. Nice and close. Forward. Good. Yeah. Cozy?
All right, here we go. We've got our panelists. Welcome once again, everybody, and good evening. Before we begin, I just want to take you guys back in time. So my theme when I was told that I would have the honor of being able to moderate this panel, I thought of finding a way to connect 4 different people who are from 4 different eras. I wasn't sure first what I was going to do, but then I decided to take all of you on a little time machine. You guys excited about that one? Yeah? All right. We'll go back in time to 2003 in Kabul, Afghanistan, when I disliked TV and radio because my dad would make everyone zip their mouths when 6 o'clock news would come and nobody could say a word. This man was a police officer and he was obsessed with news and I hated news because of that. Eventually, there was a radio show, a private radio station for the first time introduced in the country that had music 24 hours and it had a show at 11 p.m. And so what I would do is I would hold a tiny little radio. I would charge up the batteries because I didn't have money on the sun during the day, and then I would hide it under my blanket, and then I would put it at night, and I would listen to that show from 11 to 12 p.m., 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. Now, little did I know that I would fall asleep by around 11:30, and then my hand would touch the volume button, and the entire household would wake up, and I wouldn't know anything about it because I was a deep sleeper. Next morning, the entire household would wake up and stare at me and curse me for life. And I would be like, what are you all talking about? They would be like, how dare you? Why do you listen to radio? You're 12. Little did I know. Fast forward to 20 years later. Here I am, about to launch a show of my own next month, God willing. So the poetic and the TV girl fell in love with radio, and all of that happened thanks to CKCU and Dave Ardvac and the rest of our team. But that was just the story of the youngin' on this panel. I'm gonna take you all back to the 1960s and then to the 1990s, all right? We've got, 70s and 80s, 70s and 80s and the 90s. Okay, so Deborah and Sandra, actually, they're both former public affairs show hosts from CKCU, and they're also a Carleton alumni. I'm gonna tell you guys very briefly about them, but they're gonna tell you more, don't worry. And beside the two of them, with them I feel a little bit at home. But with this guy, he's a beast. He's a giant of the media. I'm scared. I told him a million times today, I'm like, Adrian, I'm scared. It's you. Adrian Harewood is also a former public affairs / cultural show host from CKCU. He's also from the 90s, like I told you. He's a Carleton alumni. He's been in the media for 30 years, more or less. And now he teaches journalism at Carleton, arming the next generation for what's to come. The theme of this panel is broadcasting public affairs. So I want to start perhaps with Deborah and Sandra with the very first question. What is your relationship with CKCU? And how did you both came up with your shows, concept and everything? So you guys want to start? Let's start with you.
Is this working?
Yes, just hold it very close to your mouth.
So Sandra was there already.
Close to your mouth.
Sandra was there already. She was producing Special Blend. And other people were there, including our friend Stacy Greenman and Sandra Bars. And they said, hey, Benny,